Remember this?
PlayStation 2.
One of our favourite clips of all time. That's Dave Callan, comedian and committed gamer.
And when we saw some very passionate tweets about the latest Soul Calibur game from Dave, we thought it was only fitting to invite him on the show to share his very passionate thoughts.
So take it away, Dave.
Soul Calibur is my favourite game series, possibly because I look a bit like the Dread Pirate Cervantes. Okay, I look a little bit like Edgemaster as well. In '96, Soul Edge appeared at my local arcade, and I should know I practically paid for the damn thing in $2 coins. Then Namco released version 1.5 for the home console market, calling it Soul Blade, and I should know my girlfriend bought me a copy, then never saw me again. Then Namco rebooted the entire franchise, calling it Soul Calibur, and releasing it exclusively on Sega Dreamcast, and I should know I'm one of the 5 people who actually had one. So we're up to Soul Calibur 5, technically Soul Blade 6, more technically Soul Edge 6.5. So how has the franchise held up over the last 17 years? Well, the good news is this is still the best 3D weapons simulator there is going. However, that's not saying much since the only competition is the Deadliest Warrior series, which handles like a limping tortoise in mud. And of course, Battle Arena Toshinden, which hasn't had a game out since the year of our Lord 1997. The fighting is as awesome as ever, thanks to an amazingly smooth engine, rendering the action at 60 frames per second. Also improved is character customization mode, which gives you thousands and thousands of possible combinations of stuff to make the character you want. Want to make a character that looks like this? Probably not, but you could. The characters this time around are looking a little bit more stylized, almost anime, which is good. But that's about all the improvements for this edition. Single players will feel gypped by this installment.
Oh, by the way, you said you were all alone, but you were wrong. You have a family.
In story mode, 90% of the cutscenes are not CGI, but storyboards in glorious sepia.
Battle 1. Fight.
Story mode forces you to play as Sophitia's children, Patroclus and Pyrrha, who use her moves list, which is not the most dynamic or strategic. They could have chosen a more interesting character's descendants. Imagine the offspring of Valdo and Yoshimitsu, for example, or Astaroth and the lizard lady woman thing. Obviously, one of the most important questions when playing any new Soul Calibur game is, what the hell is Valdo going to be wearing this time? Creepy. If you go for button mashing, something spectacular will eventually happen, but I think the real joy in a game like this is picking one character and learning all their moves and combos, and then the game really takes on a new dimension. The character I've picked and stuck with since Soul Edge is Mitsurugi.
My blade is angry. Want a taste?
An incredible no-nonsense samurai badass. His name, Hishiro Mitsurugi, literally translates into English as Divine Sword Calm Death Man, which pretty much sums him up.
A pointless fight! How dare you waste my time?
The bonus character this time around is celebrated Renaissance clergy stabber Ezio from Assassin's Creed. This is a good turn. Ezio, I find, fits into the game's historical setting a lot better than previous guest characters like Spawn or Yoda?
You or Judah. There is no trial.
Ezio is, if anything, a little overpowered. As we know, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, or in this case, a sword to a crossbow, hidden blade, hidden gun, knife, and longsword fight. That's right, Ezio has 5 weapons, and you never know what is going to come out of those robes. But you know this, it's going to be heaps hurty.
I tried to warn you.
The new characters are quite good, particularly the mysterious Zwei,
You're out of here, Bleed. So scram.
who can summon an interdimensionary robot wolf. which is cool for 3 reasons. 1, it's a robot. 2, it's a wolf. And 3, it's from another freaking dimension. Other stalwarts who've returned have all aged 17 years. Dread Pirate Cervantes and his daughter Ivy. Series favorite Siegfried with his evil counterpart Nightmare. Yoshimitsu, who overlaps with Tekken. And the most inexplicable character of all, Maxi, a flamboyant Japanese rockabilly in an Elvis jumpsuit with nunchucks. The fighting is as good as ever, but a little bit more simple. For example, each character has an ultimate attack or critical edge. Used to be a combination of buttons for each character that was different, and now, as a concession to the casual gamer, they've made it 2 Hadoukens and a right trigger, which kind of is a cop-out. It takes the joy away from the dedicated fan base of achieving character mastery by learning those individual moves.
I'm angry now!
The backgrounds have reached new heights. Some of them, like Cervantes' exploding pirate boat, are multi-tiered, and playing as Ezio on some of the Dark Souls stages against Nightmare feels like the intersection of 3 of my favorite games. I feel like this installment might be a little bit undercooked. There's no proper endings for characters in arcade mode, and single-player modes are lacking. Ultimately, Soul Calibur 5 is a bit of a step back for the series. I'm giving it 6 rubber chickens. 7 if you love Ezio.
Do not test me.